Our next speaker is a Ukrainian politician. She was elected to Verkhovna Rada, the Ukrainian parliament, in 2019. She holds several positions related to European integration, including deputy chairperson of the Committee on Ukrainians in Integration into the European Union, and chairperson of the Ukrainian delegation to the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. Maria Mizantseva. Hello.
Thank you so much, dear Orhan. Hello, dear honorable speakers, dear ladies and gentlemen. My biggest pleasure to speak to you on behalf of Ukrainian Parliament. There will be also my colleague following after me. We represent not only the Parliament, but I think one of the most important temporary special commissions of the Ukrainian Verkhovna Rada, which we prolonged for another year of work, and it deals with indigenous people of the Russian Federation. We would love to call it of the fallen empire or somehow else, but diplomacy doesn't allow us to do that. However, so currently we have already we are in the second year of our activities. We have recently presented our big annual report, which also covers our activities with regards to Circassian community and indigenous people of Circassian. We are pushing forward to the agenda of Ukrainian Parliament in the nearest sessions. We have extra 2 of them by the end of this year, to finally vote on the recognition of genocide conducted by Russia against Circassian. We all, well, maybe not everyone knows, not in this conference, but among Ukrainian parliamentarians and in Ukraine generally, about the tragedy which occurred 200 years ago and was considered to be one of the most sort of successful genocides conducted by Russia in terms of achieving its aims, decreasing the number of population from 2 million to 3 or 4% staying at the indigenous territory, others fleeing or being killed, tortured, or forced to be deported. Currently, my personal aim and the aim of the members of this special commission is to promote and support the Circassian people by voting this special law, which passed already the Line Committee on Human Rights and should be voted in the Verkhovna Rada. Of course, we keep on our ties and we continue to communicate with the Circassians across the world. I have personally my honor to meet the Circassian community in in New York this year in March, and we hope to continue our communication and strengthening it, because today Ukraine commemorates yet another anniversary of genocide conducted against our nation, against our families, against our grandmas and grandfathers. And we truly believe that in parallel, because the world, not knowing the very nature of this both genocides against Circassians and against Ukrainians, brings more question why this long-lasting war, this long-lasting genocide, this long-lasting and multiple war crimes are continuing. So I truly support the fact that we have common aims, common enemies, and already common achievements. So I would like to thank on behalf of the Ukrainian Parliament and our special commission for you standing up with us, being vocal, being unrestful in our battle for the joint victory. And I think my colleague Yaroslav, who is already with us, can continue to give a feedback on our activities in the Verkhovna Rada. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. we thank you for your support, and we need you to know that the Circassian people actually support the Ukrainian nation to the end, and we really stand with you in your war, and we will try to do whatever that we can to spread at least your voice in the places and in the countries that we are living in, and to put a spotlight on your cause too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear Maria, dear Mustafa. I was so excited. I will not take the time of Yaroslav, but I forgot to mention one important battle that we had in the Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly. And I can't express my feelings when we finally reached a decision in one of the resolutions to say that the most important strategy against Russia is decolonization, is giving you freedom as well to the other colonized nations and indigenous people, about which many colleagues from 45 countries globally, including Turkey, Northern Africa, because Council of Europe is wider than European continent. They did not know about it, and they reckon to support you, because for them the most important is the rights of indigenous people, own language, own culture, own traditions, own history. The same did OSCE Parliamentary Assembly, European Parliament, and I'm sure others will follow. Thank you so much. Yaroslav, I don't want to take your time because I know you have to run very soon.
I will take not a long time because what I want said. First of all, we need to think about our future, about future of independent Circassian state, and as our experience and your experience, if we will not have a voice, united position on the global level, we will have a big problem, because in reality, yes, about Ukraine, about Cherkess state, about our history, not a big number of people knew something, not even more. Due to that, yes, our activity is not only in Ukrainian parliament. I 100% sure that we adopt proclamation about recognition of genocide of Cherkess people in our parliament. It's happened soon, but we do need to recognize this genocide on a global level, on the level of OSCE, of Council of Europe, of European Parliament, and we do understand that indigenous people and Circassian people don't have a voice there as a nation which still don't have a state, but we could be this voice, we as Ukrainian people and nation under the Russia pressure, we who suffering for colonization as you suffer and still suffering. So we will and we would your voice there till you will have your own voice. We hope it happened very soon. So in reality, we do understand that big country try to not notice our suffering. We have in our history, when we lose our statehood on the beginning of 20th century, and you lose your statehood earlier. Why? Because the global players are not us. They do not understand what happened in Russia. They not estimate Russia as a colonial empire still, even after USSR time. Due to that, for us, we do have some proclamation from the level of Council of Europe, and I do thank to Maria because she very active in this sphere. We in our commission have Nikita Paturaev, who is a vice president of Parliamentarian Assembly, OSCE. We very actively work with new elected European Parliament, with Parliament Assembly of NATO. We do understand that it's a mechanism to recognize Circassian people, Ichkerian people, our indigenous people from Russia, recognize Russia as still an empire, and loudly said that imperialism, colonialism can't exist in our 21st century. It's our joint goal. we do have very hard time in our past, but I hope we will find for our freedom, for your freedom, and in future we will have a negotiation as independent states and work closely and together for the best future for our our country. And we do have requests to your diaspora will be active. We know that you are very active, but now it's a period, it's a momentum when we can raise a question about Ruski Mir, about Russian ideology as a colonial imperial ideology, as Nazism or communism. So we do have this moment, and we must actively use that. Thanks for your fighting, for your activity, 100 years what you saved, your mentality, your identity. We just can imagine how it was hard. But in the future, we will hope we can greet glory to Ukraine and glory to independent Circassia.